Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Powerhouse. We got the powerful cast coming up. We're gonna start right now with Mr. Hollywood. Gonna bring him to the stage. What up? What up? What up, Hollywood?
What's going on, sis? How you feel?
Oh, nothing. I'm good. I'm good right now. Having that Friday night drink. You already know how it go.
Yeah, right.
It's brought to you by Crown Royal
Yeah,
and Stella.
ain't nothing
I
wrong with
want
that.
to give them a shout out to start off with because without them, I wouldn't have this drink.
True that. True that.
I think my sanity would be in question at this moment if I didn't have it.
After the week, I think we both had her. It's definitely been one for the books.
Oh, most definitely. Right now, we waiting on our other co-host, Miss Hyper herself, who's back from a long-awaited, surgery that she just got not too long ago.
Hmm.
So in the middle, since we're waiting on her, I guess we can go ahead and just kind of get it started. What you think?
Hey, I'm all right with that. Wait for her to get ready, and we're good to go.
Okay, we can do that. So you want to start? We can go ahead with your news.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cover sports right now. As we all know, our Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup late last week. So hats off to the Florida Panthers on that. I think their first Stanley Cup. Uh, and mad props to the way they played and whatnot. Another thing that's in the news today, in sports wise, that's really big right now is LeBron James' son, Bronny James, just got drafted by the Lakers. Of course, we all have mixed emotions about that, and how he got in and all that, but we really don't want to get into that. Other than Bron said that if his son's not going to get drafted by the Lakers, then he's going to request a trade to go do a 3-peat with the Boston Celtics. So of course, Lakers organization knew that he was still under contract and decided that, okay, just because you said we're gonna draft him. So in my own opinion, I think it was a bad choice. But however, with that being said, I am happy for LeBron actually getting the opportunity to not only coach his son but also play alongside him. So I give him some good props with that. Um,
Hold on, look who joined us.
oh, hey, what's up?
What up? What's
That's
up,
the right
family?
name right there for you.
I know,
You
right?
see it, right?
Yeah. And then I got one more last thing. Jamaican Olympic sprint queen Thompson Hurrah pulls out of the Olympics in Paris. She is the only woman to have successfully defended the 100-meter and the 200-meter sprint double. And as of Thursday, she had officially pulled out of the Olympics due to an Achilles tendon injury. So she will not be representing Jamaica in the Paris Olympics this year.
Ooh, ouchie.
Other than that, I really don't have anything else sports wise other than the big LeBron James and Bronny James draft, of course, and the Florida Panthers. Like I said, hats off to the Florida Panthers for winning their first Stanley Cup. And hats off to Bronny James for getting drafted by the Lakers. So of course, we all have mixed feelings about that, but everybody's entitled to opinion, whether it's wrong or right. So that's all I got for sports.
Word. Hyper, you want to go next with your hood gossip.
Girl, baby. Okay, so are y'all ready for the ninja news? Oh my goodness, get y'all drinks. As y'all see, I had to grab my ice water because Hollywood and them would not let me drink. They said I gotta wait. So anyway, y'all. So first up, it's a kind of a mix between sports and celebrity gossip. So apparently, this little heifer named Jesse Boost is apparently part of the Lakers organization. So she took it upon herself to lay her head on LeBron's shoulder the other night at a game. Y'all bow y'all heads. Rest in peace, LeBron. Cause bro gonna end up being in that yellow. He gonna end up being in that yellow tape you know, and Savannah gonna be in a black Bronco, and Bronny gonna be driving him across LA highway, and they gonna be the next slowest police chase in the world. Because
Oh,
baby,
goodness.
that Savannah James was not playing no games. She showed up the next night in her sweatsuit. Let Miss Justin know. Look here, baby. I don't know what y'all do in LA, but this ain't it. I don't play by mine. And look, all you could see was LeBron walking behind her, looking like he was kind of mad, but he didn't say nothing. And sure enough, Bronny was over to the side. So I was like, look here, Miss Ma'am. He may play for your organization and you may be one of his bosses, but I wouldn't tip that scale if I was you. Because Savannah from the hood, she will rock your world behind that man. All right, y'all. So up next in your other ninja news. So police, we need to make it make sense, y'all. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Y'all, this baby, when I saw this story, it broke my heart. So this baby, Tuesday, June the 11th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, 21-year-old Marcus Daniels Jr. They called him MJ, better known to his family as MJ, was found unresponsive in his black Dodge Challenger in his apartment complex, located in the 6300 block of Highway 49. He was in his car. He was pronounced DOA to one gunshot wound. He had transferred from Ole Miss to Southern Mississippi to play ball. He was a corner. He had 29 tackles in 12 games, y'all. So the coach called his mom and said, hey, he didn't show up to practice. And she already knew what it was because she know how her son is about football. So she got in her car and she drove down to Hattiesburg, went to his apartment, and this was the saddest thing, y'all. She got there and the police were there. It was yellow caution tape. It was all around her baby's car, everything. And so she was saying that, you know, she knew it wasn't right. So that's why she went ahead and went down there. And she said, y'all took my baby's life for a car he worked for, and you still didn't get the car. And so, you know, she got the car. It still got like the pry bar mark in the top of the door where they tried to pry into the car. And then on the other side of the car, she still got the bullet hole that entered the car and took his life. And, you know, she says she's going to keep the car. She's going to keep it like it is because she wants other people to see that is taking somebody's life really worth just the car. That in the end of the day, you still ain't gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So my heart goes out to Miss Adrian Daniels and the rest of MJ's family. 21 years old, y'all. A life gone too soon.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, that's
I
a
seen
shame.
that on Facebook as I was scrolling one day, and I saw that post, and it was very, very sad to see that somebody would take a pretty much, even though he's somebody's child, you take an innocent young adult's life for a car. I
Right.
mean, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it. It's a vehicle. Go get your own vehicle. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why would you go work for what you need instead of getting out here robbing somebody else for what? I mean, it didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. But
It doesn't. It's a senseless crime that should have never even occurred. But
That
it's
part,
wrong
bro.
place at the wrong place in the wrong time. You know, unfortunately, you know, when it's God's time to call you home, it's you ain't got no control over it, and it's sad to
And
say, but
and
I
bro,
feel
that's
sorry for
the
the family.
sad part about it. This baby was at his apartment complex. He was like in his car, minding his business.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to try to call themselves trying to rob him and took his life. Like, you not safe at home no more?
nope,
You not safe in your vehicle at your residence?
nope.
Like, damn.
Mm-hmm. Some of these people out here don't give a damn about life. You know, they're just living day by day to do what they got to do to make ends meet, whether they're from the streets or you know from a good family. Sometimes they get greedy. You know, it happens. It's
Right.
unfortunate, but it does happen.
Well, they are
And
in jail, so thank God. And so, you know, when their court date comes, I know that, you know, his teammates, the coaches, the mom, everybody is going to be there, letting them know what you took, like,
Mhm.
like that value of life.
Right.
Right.
With that being said, just last weekend when me and Fed were on our way to, uh, well, we were going to the Salvation Army and
For
to do
cheerleading.
some community service. And out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh wow, Julio Fulio just got shot, in Tampa." And I was like, "No way," I didn't believe it. I just thought it was one of them hoax. But yeah, it's one of them things when you put yourself out there like that. Unfortunately, it's a situation. I mean, young, just turned 26, and now he's gone. So regardless of his background in the music industry and whatnot, I still feel bad for the ones that were involved. Like his family and whatnot. So
Yeah.
my prayers go out to his family as well. Because he's from out here in Jacksonville, so I know that took a big hit. In certain communities, I talked to a few people around, and they've all said the same thing. Outside of the music industry, he was a very, very cool, down to earth kid. He just got caught up in that game. And sometimes it's an unfortunate situation. So prayers go out to his family as well.
Okay.
Now with that situation, I can tell you, like, even with the music industry, everybody knows a lot of violence come with living that life. In
Hmm.
the music industry, especially, the music that you rap about or that you rap in or performing or whatever. A lot of people think that you either live that life, or if you was living that life, they a lot of people will test you,
Oh
or
yeah, absolutely.
they get out here and they want to pretend like they don't live that life, and they want to still live that life even though they coming up on fame. You can't do that when you're famous, because now your life is magnified. They're gonna find you, they're gonna know where you at, and if you try them, it's a lot of guys out here that
Hmm.
I can say a lot more tougher than them.
Yep.
That
Always
part.
somebody
And
tough.
one of his biggest downfalls was the fact that he Instagram lived it, at least in my opinion, was, you know, if you're beefing with somebody within the music industry or from your own hood or whatnot, so everybody's going to be out to get you. Now, he's already had 2 prior hits on him before and has been shot on separate multiple occasions. Now, his biggest downfall was he put it out there where he was. He put the address, so it was almost like he was antagonizing his ops to come grab him.
Right.
And like I said, it's unfortunate, but again, like what you said, Fed, if you're going to live that lifestyle, you got to learn how to, to adapt. And if you're going to continue with it, then that's what's going to take you from this world. It's an unfortunate situation, but in the same sense, it's like if you're going to put the address out there and basically, lack of better terms, dare your ops to come grab you. I mean, what do you expect? You know?
But the whole thing with that, when you get to the point where you're making money and you're starting to get that fame, the whole thing is basically, look, let me start evolving and be a better person. I'm gonna be better
Mhm.
than I was yesterday. I'm not gonna continue. I can talk about the life that I used to live, but you slowly evolve and you start to become a better person, or you change the way your life was from previously. That's the
Right.
whole
Mhm.
thing. But if you continue down that same road, what would you expect? I hate to
Yeah,
say
exactly.
that, but
I I agree. I agree.
Right.
If you're gonna continue down that road, yeah, what can you expect? You're gonna live that lifestyle, then that's what you're gonna paint a target on your back for. You know.
Well, we're gonna give a shout out to his family and rest in peace. And may the people that took his life as well, may they be caught and justice be served. And we're gonna keep it moving because we got a
Mhm.
lot to cover tonight.
Yeah,
yes.
we
So
do.
I'm gonna get into my celebrity gossip. Let me get
What you
that
got
out the
for
way
us,
real
sissy?
quick. So we all know about the man that allegedly killed Tupac.
Chief Keef.
So
Ooh,
yes, him. So of course, you have people that want to get him out, but the judge ruled that they will not let him out, regardless of how much money they talk about they can put.
yes. Girl, I thought he was getting out for sure.
No, he is not getting out. They tried to say, okay, we can pay his bond, he can be on house arrest, all this other stuff, or whatever. No, nothing. They denied that. So which is a good thing, because if I mean, we don't know for sure if he really was the person, but if he is, then it's better for him to stay where he's at.
Agreed.
Agree.
Why would you want for the person that is trying to pay for him to get out? Why would you, as a person, be okay with this man getting out of jail? That means what? You had something to do with Tupac getting killed too? Was you there? Did you?
No, I think they probably just trying to have they little 15 minutes to say,
But it's gonna be the wrong type of 15 minutes. Ain't nobody don't like you. You know how many people love Tupac? Come on now, are you serious?
You're trying to get out the person that has blatantly admitted he took Pac away from us. Are you serious right now, bro?
So again, everybody loved Tupac. You even people
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
you know what? I didn't really care. I didn't really care for his music. They may say that, but whatever.
I ain't gonna lie. I was born. Look, West Side. I was born in Cali, so I was born. I wasn't raised, but I was born in Cali, so my DNA pulls to that West Coast for
Girl,
real.
No, you're not. You from the South. You from the dirty. Get your shit together.
Look, I was born in Richmond,
It does not matter. You don't know nothing about Cali. You are from Louisiana.
Whenever Too Short come on, because that blood that whistle. Look, somebody can be bumping outside the church, and I hear that do. Look, they be like, "Don't you pull that whistle out?" Okay.
I'm not going to hell with you. Anyway, the next piece of news I want to talk about Khloe Kardashian. I know you mentioned her earlier, the other day when me and you was having our conversation, but it's not a bad thing for her. It's for her. I actually saw a video of her talking about how her sisters and them, talk about how she raises her kids. And it's crazy how they talk about how she raises her kids when she says, look, my kids are important to me. So when it comes to my kids, I make sure my kids know, hey, your mom is going to always be here. We do things on the schedule. They know, my kids know exactly what they have to do at whatever time it is. So she said as much time she spent with her kids, she said her kids would never say, Mom, when they grow up, Mom, why you never worked worked all these hours? They're going to appreciate the time that was spent with them. So I was like, her sisters, I don't know what they talking about, but she, to me, that's a stand-up person for me. I love how she thinks and how she spends time with her kids. So I mean, shout out to Khloe for that, for standing up for her, what she doing. So that's all I got for my celebrity gossip today.
Okay, sissy, real quick, I'm gonna add to your celebrity gossip. I need to give y'all up to one of y'all very own Floridas, Miss Katrina Taylor, aka Trina, the baddest bitch. Baby, she got married.
Yeah, I meant to put it out there.
Look,
I didn't hear that.
To the
you did?
Oh
my God!
I didn't hear that.
And you know what? He's not a bad looking dude. Good job.
He is not. Now, I just didn't like when he got into it with Trick, and Trick about to have to whoop his ass. But he settled down real quick, and Trina had to let him know, hey, look, that ain't what it is, bro. Because what a lot of people don't know is that Trina actually used to date one of Trick's best friends, and he got killed. And Trick promised him he would always take care of her, and that's how she got into the music. Am I right, sis?
Yep, exactly.
So I have been, baby, back in my ha days. You couldn't tell me I wasn't Trina, especially when Nan Ninja came out. What?
Girl, you still act like Trina.
We gonna have a drink. You sure right. Cause baby, before we get cracking, I know it's been some time to see them. So here's a sneak preview. Oh, I had the girls done. They not fake. It's all me. Look here. They went from a 40H, y'all, to a beautiful 42 double Ds. And before you nasty ninjas be like, well, has anybody tested them hyper? No. I'm in my Barbie doll box. I got my Patel parts on. Ain't nobody touching nothing. I'm good. I'm going to be a virgin again before you know it. Kinda, sorta. That's all I got.
Lord, let's get to the topic. I can't do this.
All right.
I can't.
Now, before we start, I don't know who has read the disclaimer or whatnot, so I'm going to make it known right now because our topic is pretty sensitive. So I'm going to read our disclaimer for the podcast right now. So Welcome to the Powerhouse Podcast. The opinions, the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are solely for those of the host and guests, and not necessarily reflect the opinions or positions of any other entity. The information that will be presented is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. Listeners should consult with their experts or professionals before making any decisions based on the content of our podcast. We make no representations or warranties express or implied and disclaim any liability or errors or omissions. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge and agree to these terms. I just want to get that out of the way because we are talking about a very sensitive subject tonight. And for those of you who are tuning in, will understand. So, with that being said, I don't know which one of you two want to start off.
I will say this, ladies, tonight, I love you all, but this subject is strictly about men. So let's not get on here and make it about you because it's not a female situation. We will definitely have a topic for you that everybody, all the females can chime in. So let's keep this either about a spouse, a brother, a uncle, a son, a nephew, cousin, or any male that you may have in your family. So please don't take it to heart. We love you guys. All right, let's start. Go ahead, Hyper. You can start.
Okay, y'all. So tonight's topic is Hey Bro, men go through it too. And since this month is actually, which I recently discovered, is PTSD Awareness Month, we're going to be talking about men's issues tonight, men's mental health issues, and men's mental illnesses. So we're going to ask y'all to keep it respectful. We're not asking y'all to like if it's getting kind of heavy, we invite you, to try to help us make light out of it. But what we're asking you to do is embrace every man that comes on here tonight because they were strong enough to come out to say, hey, I think that might be talking about me. So I'm going to kick it off with my topic. And so I ended up getting the area of men's mental health. So I'm going to read a little statement and it says, you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. And that was by a man named Dan Milliam. And it's like basically some of men's, biggest mental health issues are one, depression, two, anxiety disorders, three, schizophrenia, and substance abuse and PTSD. When we say that, men go through it too, rather it's based off how you were raised up, rather you serve the military, rather you watched the man in your life go through some things and take it out on your mom, or brought that illness in the house and then you grew up with it, or maybe you didn't have a father figure in your life and it caused some issues, and now it's in you, and now you're trickling it down to your son or someone who is in your life that's looking up to you like a role model. And it's like it's starting to become almost like a generational curse, because it's not like a end or beginning, you're just in that circle. And so, there are a lot of contributing factors to men's mental health. And one of them is like men are often expected to be strong and self-sufficient, and making it difficult to acknowledge that their struggles and their need to ask for help. And it's like additionally, men health, their stigma can make them feel ashamed or weak for struggling with their mental health issues, and it's like it prevents them from seeking the help that they need. And it's like, with that being said, men pretty much, they may not talk about mental health and they may not, talk about the stigmas that they have, because they may look at it that, okay, is society going to treat me a certain way? Is society, is the woman in my life, is she going to think of me less of a man, that, I can't function normally to her because I'm supposed to be strong, I'm supposed to be this almighty person that she can depend on, when I have this thing going on inside my head too. And we're often raised, men are often raised, as I said, from a young age, to be this tough and unemotional creature, which makes it difficult for them to seek the help that they need. And it's like they have like 4 P's of masculinity, which is like to provide, to protect, to pastor, and to please. And it's like when a woman meets a man, she expects those 4 things from that man. But if that man is going through those things, she kind of look at him like he may be weak if he's missing one of the 4 P's, not knowing that he may be in a place where he's not sure how he can get all of them because he's going through something. And so it's like, we as women, you know, we have to, like, we're already I want to say a domineering type of creature. Like, if a man come in, they're always like, where our first go to is, I don't need a man for shit. I can handle it by myself. I can pay my bills. I can raise my kids. I can do this. I can do that. So if you have a man who's going through a mental health issue, to him, it's like it's a breakdown, because he's looking like, if she got it all together and I'm broken, then how can I help her, or how can I be an effective factor in her life? Well, sisters, I'm gonna tell you, this is how. And I mean, it's like, if you know that it's a situation where your man is like, mentally unstable, they're like 5 signs. Like, there's pretty much him feeling sad or down, withdrawn from friends or family, excessive fears of worrying too much, extreme mood changes, and confusing, thinking about or reducing, concentration. You can help him. You can appreciate, his way. You can express to him without expectations. You can pretty much show him interest in him, do things together, and most importantly, you can love him. Like, love that man, love him through what he is going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be my spiel and my take on it.
You definitely said a mouthful, because for me, I definitely agree that in today's society, us as women, we have the mindset of being so independent that we a lot of women take away that male role in the house, and they feel like, oh, just because a man is in the house, I can still do what I want to do, because guess what, I ain't gonna let him be the man of the house. But that's the wrong thing to do. You're not a man. You're not a man. At the end of the day, you're still not a man. That man is the man of the house. If he fall down, you supposed to have his back 1,000%. Period.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going through something bad, you still have his back 1,000%. No matter what the mental issue is, you supposed to have his back 1,000%. And that's where that loyalty comes in. And you look at your man and say, you know what, baby, I got you. I'm here. What do you need me to do? Even if it's just listen. He might just want you to, he just might want to talk. Or he might not even want to talk. You might just need to hold him. Just grab him and just hold him. I don't care. If he just needs space, just whatever it is that he needs, that's what you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be his rock. Not, you don't judge him for what he's going through or nothing. You just be there.
And branching off of what you just said, where you don't hold it against them, there are some women out there, and I speak from experience, not in my current relationship now, but in past relationships, I have experience where a man will open up to a female, and when the female gets mad or whatever, they turn around and they use that deepest, darkest thing that a man is mentally haunted by, and turn it around and use it against them. And it makes it even worse for the man to recover from it, because when that happens, myself being in that type of position, I learned to just shut down from everybody. Like, I don't even want to talk to nobody. And there's been, times where, even in current situations where like I might be stressed out, not so much over my relationship, but over personal shit that's going on, that I'll have Fed call me, and that's just like, I don't even want to talk to nobody. I won't answer the phone for nobody. Like, I really just need a mental reset, and some men go through stuff like that. So going off of what you both say, like, a man, when he feels respected and when he feels like he's got one that's just going to sit there and support him no matter what. Like, if a man's going to be sitting there quiet and he doesn't want to talk about what's going on, don't keep pressuring him. Just hold him. Like you said, Fed, just hold him tight. Hey, I got you. I'm here with you, and not to bring up my family, but like, my dad had some health issues, and I watched my mom come out of retirement and straight up take care of my father. And my father was always the breadwinner. He was always, working 10, 12-hour days as an iron worker, sometimes 6, 7 days a week, providing for the four of us, and, having a roof over our head and food on the table. And we grew up in a great, stable household, but when my dad went down, my parents have been married for over 40 years. That's a blessing, and when my mom had to go out of retirement to take care of my mom, that said a lot about how my mom really loved my father, and that really helped my father out mentally, because I had to go up there and help take care of him for a little bit. And I loved the time with my father, but sometimes men need that extra affection, whether it's from a child or whether it's from a female, just to know that they're appreciated and they know that they're being taken care of. It's that extra added security that a man needs when it comes from a female or from somebody else, whether it's a significant other or your wife, your children, or whatever. Men need that type of affection. They need to feel appreciated too. So, I mean, I've been through situations. I don't mean to take it away from you guys, but I've been through situations where I've been in some seriously dark situations. And before I get into that, I'm going to read the statistics of the 2024, since January 24. This is just this year up until this date. Every 13.7 minutes, a man in the United States loses a battle in his own head to his mental illness. That's 105 men a day. And that is 5,670 men in the lab that lose their battle so far in 2024. Think about it. We're only almost 7 months into the year, and that's 5,670 men that have taken their own life because of mental illness. That's sad, and some of you that are real close to me know that I was in a very, very, very dark place last year. And my anchor when it comes to it, not saying anything about, my relationship, because she was very strong and very supportive when this happened, but I lost my ride or die, and it was something very, very unexpected for me. I was at work when I got the phone call, and I didn't believe it. This was a gentleman that not only my cousin, but he was also my rock. Like, whenever I needed him, he was there. When I was in some serious, serious dark places, he was there to get me out of it. So when it turned the tables and he had done what he had done, I didn't believe it. Because I was looking at it like, this man brought me out of some of the darkest times of my entire life growing up. And to hear that he actually, unfortunately did what he did, it really hit home with me, because I'm like, man, he was, everybody's got their demons, but when they don't really show it, you don't even know. Look at what happened with Robin Williams, one of the most successful, funniest stand-up comedians that you can ever meet. He ended up committing suicide. Nobody understood it. A man can hide a lot of feelings and a lot of illnesses inside behind a smile. A smile can hide so much that nobody will ever know of any demons that a man or even a woman that can deal with. So men go through a lot of tough stages, and like Fed said, you go through these stages to where you just sometimes a man feels ashamed to come open. And part of the reason why we chose this podcast is, yes, I'm the only man of this podcast other than 404 and Lawless. But I felt like it would be a big relief for me because I deal with a lot of internal stuff that a lot of my family members and a lot of you guys don't even know. But I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for the people that I have, my support team. Um, Even though I lost my cousin, I gained my cousin back because I talked to his wife and I talked to her almost on a daily basis. And we never had a relationship. We all grew up together. Um, I lost him, but I gained her, but I still have him through her. So the pain that I'm dealing with by the loss of the closest person in my life is not something that I would ever want to do to anybody that I'm acquainted with or that I'm close to. Like, I could not imagine after all the dumb stuff that I've been through and done, I could not imagine doing and committing that pain upon everybody else that I'm feeling. So even though I lost him, I still have him through his wife, and I'm very thankful for that. And likewise with her too, we've had many, many conversations about this. And like I said, it was just a shock thing. We never knew, didn't show no signs. He might have been depressed a little bit here and there, but nothing this major. So like I said, men go through it. That moves me to my last part before I can let you guys get back to it. I apologize for taking up some of the time.
Don't.
So I did an overall study on statistics, and it says 75% of suicides are from men alone. 25% of men that live with mental illness, or 25% of men actually live with mental illness and mental issues. Of that, 49% of men feel more depressed than they're willing to even tell others. And that goes for what you both said. Sometimes men are very, very private and they don't want to lose their masculinity because they don't want to feel vulnerable. And I'm guilty of that as well because there's been times where I don't even want to talk to people about, my issues. And so with that being said, like you said, like the topic said, men do matter too, and I'm not taking nothing away from the females because it does happen to females. It's just unfortunate that, like I said, 75 of the suicides in the United States are of men, and it's pretty bad. But it says men are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women are. And that's because I feel as a man that we take on so much that we don't tell nobody about, and we don't get appreciation or thanks. And I'm not saying in every case, but you got military members that are, dealing with the PTSD is what we mentioned earlier, that just they can't deal with the everyday life, from moving from being in the military and dealing with, their issues from war and whatnot. They don't feel like they got the support when they come back home, which is pathetic on our side, as the United States. And I feel like we need to get more back to the veterans that have, done what they possibly can to keep our freedom. But in the same sense, it's like we need help too.
Like, what are
And
some of the, like, when it comes to that, to piggyback off of what you said, you know, a lot of men deal with a lot. They deal with a lot. You know, um, like some of the issues that causes those health concerns mentally for men, it could be, a loss of job, or going through a divorce, custody battle. It's a lot that
yep,
can cause that. And we don't take account for it because a lot of women are selfish. They're selfish. They only think about them. They don't think about the other person that is hurting.
hmm
And men, they deal with it and they don't talk about it. And for a guy having a place, a safe place, or a safe person that they can speak openly with, is very, very important, because for them to be comfortable enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna let my guard down and I'm gonna speak about it. That is a lot. It takes a lot. It's not saying you weak, it's not saying you a punk, it ain't saying none of that. It's just saying that you are human and
Yeah.
you deserve to be able to openly talk about how you feel. And I see a lot of moms that try to raise a little boy to be a man, and they say, "You a man. You don't act like that. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that." And they grow up not wanting to speak about how they feel because they think that that's what men do. And that's not how, to me, it should be. You should be your child, especially a boy, should be allowed to speak on how they feel.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. It's a sensitive subject because I myself deal with a lot of mental issues. I deal with them in my own ways. I'm not on any medication. I'm sure my ex-wife is probably going to use this against me, which I don't care. Because sometimes men need to talk about stuff. But to be honest with you, she's one of the main reasons why I feel the way that I do. You know, I'm fighting for my youngest. Who was taken away from me because she's politically connected in the state of New Jersey. So it doesn't matter how hard I fight for him. It's a never ending battle because she has that connection, and I've basically got to like wit's end. Like, what am I gonna do? So it can go from a relationship to, like you said, divorce, child custody, your job, losing a really good job. I mean, there's a multitude of things that men go through. War, loss of a child. There's many men out there that have lost children that sometimes can't cope with it, and it's bad. It's a sensitive subject, and I feel like we need a little bit more awareness about this. But who am I to judge? I'm just one in a billion plus people. So, but it's hard as a man to take on what we do, but most of us just pull up our big boy britches and keep it moving. Some men get quiet, some men like to talk, some don't, you know, but it's a never ending battle until we actually, you know, get some support. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the women. I love y'all dearly, but men need some help too. There's more, um, there's more facilities out there to help females and our men deal with certain stuff. Because not to mention, there are some really good men out there that don't like to beat on their women, but can fight like a son of a bitch. But they just not beat up on women. That a woman can actually sit there and beat the shit out of them, and the man just takes it. And because they go to court or something because they want to file something, and the judge say, "Yeah, there's no way. You're like 100 pounds more than she is, or you're so much bigger than her. Why would you deal with this?" Men just don't have it like that because I saw something on YouTube today where it was, why is it that men can get chastised for sticking up for themselves, but the minute, like, if a woman's hitting on a man and somebody passes up, like, man, you better handle that. You better do something about that. What are you gonna do? And a true man won't hit back on a woman. I'll never hit a woman. I never have, and I never will. Um, but with that being said, if it was a man slugging on a woman and a stranger come by, you don't think that dude's gonna get arrested? So that's what I'm saying. Like, man, it's a stereotypical thing, I guess. Man, there's a. Did you guys get what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say here, like, if a man was beating on a woman, boom, they're automatically arrested. But if a female is beating on a man and the man's not defending himself because he's morally like, yo, I was taught not to lay my hands on a woman, where's the police
But
then? You know?
that kind of goes along with what I was saying earlier, bro. That's like one of the mental things that, is one of the factors that if that boy was raised like that, like you know, you said that, your mom came out of her retirement to hold it down for, your family. and your dad. And it's like how you speak the place of love, you speak about your parents. I wasn't there, but I bet you it wasn't a moment that your mom ever talked down about your dad to like her friends or her, her family members. It was like he can't hold it together. No, she did what she had to do because how she loved him, how she knew what your dad did when it was time for him to do what he needed to do. That's why she had no, like, so me and Lawless was talking about this earlier this week. We were saying people read the Bible, but do you really understand? And I love one of the biggest phrases in one of the biggest scriptures in the Bible, that God designed the woman to be the helpmate. He designed her to help that man. It didn't just design for the house, it's to help wherever he needs help. And like Lawless said earlier this week, that 50-50. I mean, I pay half the bills, you pay half the. That 50-50 might need, like today, I might need a hug, and tomorrow you might need your feet rubbed. Or today, Hollywood, I might need to rub your head and tell you it's gonna be okay. You lost a family member, but you still got fed. Lawless, you got 404. We your family, bro. We here for you, and we gonna grab you and hug you and love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to watch my dad, the strongest man that I know. Like I tell Lawless, he was a Marine. He got drafted when he was, straight out of high school, him and his friends. And for the longest time, I thought my dad was a machine. I never seen him cry. He's a great father, great dad. But it was like his parents passed away within 6 months of each other. And that's when we started seeing the side to our dad. And that's what we knew. He wasn't just a Marine. He wasn't just a provider. He was a dad. And it was like, I hated it, but when we lost our mom, my dad became so emotionally open to his kids. It's unreal. And it's also scary because I love my daddy so much. He's like my best friend, that God forbid, if something were to happen to my daddy now, y'all would have to just look, all y'all would have to get in the van and drive on down and just get my peace of mind. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man that I know him to be today is even more phenomenal than the Marine I know him to be, the husband I knew he was, but the granddad, the great granddad, and the father, he is freaking phenomenal. And it's like, let's get into some of these comments. Like, these men, they go through it, and like you said, bro, you were in a dark place. Me, I come from a bunch of girls in my family, but I have just as many boy cousins. And being the oldest on my dad's side of the family, as far as the cousins go, I've always been the big sister to my oldest cousin. Then I was next, and then it was my little brother, who I'm his big sister, and then my cousin, who he and my brother are like a week apart, and he has a sister, but I'm his big sister, and I'm close to the boys, and we shoot the shit, and when we go home, we drink the beer, and we hang out, and I'll have my boy cousins call me before I have my girl cousins do. And when I know that they're calling me at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're going through something. And I won't ask them what's going on. I'll just be like, you good, cuz? And if they start opening, that's my moment to just listen and just be there for them where they need me to be. So with that said, Fed, let's get into the comments. Sis, read some of them comments. What we got going on?
Before we do that, let me say this. So I can definitely 100% agree with you on the whole father thing. My dad passed away 2 years ago, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
not knowing that my dad, before he told all of us that he was sick, he had dealt with this illness for 5 years because he wanted to be the father to us that we always knew. He was the strong one. That was it. But then when we found out, that's when my dad had that moment to have his breakdown, because he was like, "Yeah, I know now," and I released that stress. And 5 years later, he let go because he was like, "I know you guys are okay." So that right there lets me know that my dad really, really, really was struggling mentally because he's never, and he's always had to be the strong one because with all of my sisters, all of our moms passed away way before my dad did. So he had to be strong for us. And we didn't think like that. And as women, as children, we didn't think of what is our dad doing. And it's the same thing when you think about it when you have a husband or a brother or a cousin or a nephew or an uncle. You don't think about the stress that they go through. So now you, even if you have a spouse or a loved one or a brother right now, it's just bringing up the topic. Think about it like, look, I'm here. I'm going to love you through whatever it is that you may be going through. I am here. This is no judgment over here. We gonna sit down, we can talk about it, let's find a way to work it out. But whatever it is you want to do, I'm here. I don't care if you just want to be quiet. I'm here. This is me having your back 1,000%. And I believe that. And it's hard for a man, especially if they never had that, to have somebody that supports them 100% without anything in return. I don't expect nothing in return, but to be there for you. This is me loving you the way that I love you.
Right.
So,
And I agree with that, baby, wholeheartedly.
so to start off with some of the comments, we can see where we're gonna start at. So we'll start right here. Mental health. Is a simple thing. When it comes to the kids financially stressed, life can get tough and become upside down. Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially when it comes to for a man that loves his kids and takes care of his kids, not having them every day with you, not being able to just go to your kids and do for them like you want. That's one thing. The finances is definitely is a strong. I can definitely. So,
Bianca says new generation men are actually seeking therapy. Nowadays, men's mental health is being broadcast and is accepted for seeking help.
I don't see a lot of the new generation of men are not like us back in the day. They're not like a lot of women. They're not like a lot of old school women, or more or less that was really raised by their grandmother, and they have that respect. A lot of these new women are like that. They're more focused on, well, if you can't be like that, I don't want you. That is definitely the first thing from being supportive of a man that is going through something. Period. What you think, Holly?
I agree. I mean, you pretty much covered that one. I mean, speechless. I don't know how to come back with what you just said. I mean, wow. But yeah, you got a point. So Lala says men sometimes lose purpose because the demands are more driven by social norms versus relationships and expectations developed by both parties. That's very true. Sometimes men can put themselves out there as being one way and not being another, and they want to make themselves look better, so a man can deal with mental illness and mental issues and still put on a persona in front of people because that's what society expects from that type of person. So, or from whoever. So yeah, when you're in groups and like that, I've been guilty of that when I was younger. If I felt like I wasn't fitting in, I was trying to fit in somewhere. Even though I dealt with my little issues, I wanted to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's got a perfect point there. I agree with him.
Let me see.
Y'all, I'm gonna step out just for a second. I don't know where that static is coming from. I don't think it's from me, but I'm gonna step out and then I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
And then Lawless now saying again, shutting down is called stonewalling, and it's not the most effective form of resolution. However, men often use this approach to regain control, especially if they feel lost. That goes back to exactly what I said earlier. You know, I shut down from everybody because I need a mental reset. So he's got a huge point there. It might not be effective for some, but it is for, you know, it might not be effective for most, but it is for some, is what I meant to say. Go ahead and read his, Fed.
He says, if a man has an outlet, given it's not illegal or of health concerns, bond with him and partake in it. Letting anyone breathe can just be the help that they are looking for. I can agree. I tell you, it's always good, even if it's just learning something new. Like riding motorcycles is definitely one of those things. I don't care if it's going to the gun range or swimming, basketball, golf, tennis, whatever that outlet may be. Definitely support your man. Whether it's your man, your brother, cousin, whatever it is, support them. I mean, be that person that they can come to and say, "Hey, let's go to the gun range today. I'm having a mental day. You know, I need to be able to go and release this stress I'm dealing with." Or if it's somebody that you know that's dealing with anxiety, you know, find a way to help them deal with that anxiety. Um, if it's taking a walk, going for a three mile walk or whatever, what have you. Because I know Lawless like to get up in the morning and go for walks every morning. At
Yeah,
the,
that's true.
at the crack of dawn before the sun comes up, he will go for a walk. And that's something that helps him. That's a good thing. But like for everybody else, they have something else. They have a different outlet. So why not be that person that says, you know what? If that's what you want to go do, let's go for it. Enjoy it. Learn it. Be happy because you're bonding with that person and you're that support person that they need. So
I
um,
mean, go ahead,
no,
continue.
no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm good.
Now, I was just going to branch off of what you said that, you know, um, like you go out and talk and you do things like, I know I'm surrounded by a bunch of good people, and sometimes I might not feel comfortable with talking to specific people, but I know for a fact that without a shadow of a doubt that if something were to ever come to a point in my mind that I know that I have a very strong following that would definitely support me. Fed, you being one of them, Lawless being one of them, Hyper being another one, Derek being another one. Well, 404, sorry. But with that being said, like even with Jennifer, I mean, we have our times, but when it comes down thick or thin, to be honest with you, she's been a very solid backbone when I needed somebody to really talk to. Even though you know we might have our chats here and there, but every relationship does. But I always know that I can count on her, especially when stuff happened with my cousin. I only had two people to really rely on. And I'm not saying anything bad about you guys, but I had my cousin's wife and I had Jennifer, including my family because they didn't believe it anyway. But the two people that I really needed to lean on were definitely there. So even though I was a man and I was vulnerable, I was able to say that I had female support. So it doesn't necessarily, you know, have to be man on man talking or, you know, male and female, but sometimes men can relate to females better than they can with their feelings. Because if it's a man relating to a man's gonna be more of man, pick up your big boy bitches and you know, keep in your shirt and just keep moving forward. Whereas a woman is going to be more sympathetic and more emotional, and they can emotionally support a man even better. That's why I say that men can connect better mentally when it comes to having mental issues because they don't have to worry about a male figure, you know, chastising them or coming down. I'm like, dude, what the hell is your problem? You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to Jennifer or I talk to my cousin Amber, I feel a sense of relief. You know, and Fed, you and I have had talks too, and I get a sense of relief with you as well. You know, so there's a handful of people that I know I can count on when it comes to that. And I feel like, you know, the more and more women reach out to men, not just us, but out there in society, if more women were to be more understanding of men's mental health and their issues, I think it would definitely cut back, and that would be my take on this whole topic. You know, I think the resources will be one, and definitely if more women stepped up to, you know, be more supportive of their men and of their, you know, brothers or their fathers, you know, to help prevent, you know, this pandemic that we got when it comes to men and their health issues and suicide, because something needs to be done. So I mean, that's really all I got to say. We got any more comments you want to get to real quick?
I can piggyback off of that. I definitely agree with you. If society itself was more supportive of not making light of a man's mental health, I think it would be a lot easier, especially if they didn't they don't make it a bigger issue that they do for women. Um, because to me, for a man, you're the head of the household. A man has to be they in society, they think a man has to be, regardless of what you're going through, you got to be strong
Yeah.
to be able to push through. You got to be, you're the head of the household. You got to be strong. But even a man breaks down. Even a man can go through something. And instead of society not, they making light of it, they really need to have awareness for it and say, you know what, here's help for you. For any man that is going through something, here's help, because we would rather see you make it, especially with the suicide rate for men, because they mentally can't deal with a lot of things, and it doesn't make them weak. Again, it makes them human. Every
Yeah.
human being on this planet is gonna break down at some point in time. So why not have that support for that person, that man? I mean, if that woman is at home with him, God, just be there. He
Hmm.
he needs support just like you would need support. So be that support system for him, or find some help for him. He might be okay with talking to one of his homeboys about whatever's going on. If he's having a moment and he's breaking down, be like, look, let me call so and so so he can help you out. Because if you can't do it, find somebody that could, because he needs that. But just be
Hmm.
that somebody that can help. I mean, that's not. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but that's that's how I look at it.
And
But
I respect that. I really do. And I want to piggyback off of what you said too. You know, it's not just a man thing. You know, women go through it too. You know, they're. I'm not. I know the topic is more geared towards men. You know, but I don't want to. I want to say to our audience that, women also go through things that men should be a little bit more aware of and a little bit more sensitive to when it comes to women as well. Um, but with that being said, like I said, with the statistic that I heard today, just in 2024, and it ain't even the month of July yet, and you got over 5,600 men that have already committed suicide. I mean, that's a high number, and we're just halfway through the year.
Right.
That's that's a pandemic, or that's a bad situation, and I would hate to have another statistic. you know I know what it's like dealing with somebody, especially in the loss of a situation like that. When I lost my cousin, and I'm still healing from it. I may never heal from it, but I know I still got him through his wife. So, um, but Fed, I appreciate all the support. Hyper, I appreciate all your support, even though geez, doing some technical difficulties right now. Um,
Don't worry
but
about it, y'all. We're gonna have it straight next week because I don't know what that was.
there she is. She heard me. But I know we're kind of over time here, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that tuned in. This was a very sensitive subject to not only us, but to our audience as well. So whoever tuned in, I appreciate you. We all do as a part of the podcast, the Powerhouse here. Next week's going to be a lot better. We had to close the month out because it is mental health and men's mental health and PTSD month. So we definitely want to touch on that. Fed, do you got anything?
I just want to say thank you guys for this topic because I think it's important that our men in the world feel comfortable enough to be able to say that I need help. The number is very, very high for the amount of men that are not here anymore, and that in itself shows that we need to bring more awareness to this topic. I mean, we only had an hour, but Lord knows we could go longer because this is a very, very great topic because it's very important. Our men are losing the battle with their own mental health, and
Mhm.
it's crazy that we can't. A lot of women can't see that, or the world can't see it, or they choose to not see it. So it's a great thing that we fight to try to bring awareness to that and to try to do what we can to help bring help to people that don't feel like they have help. So
Well, branching off of what you said real quick too, I'll leave it up to the audience to we'll take a poll on it, and I guess we can vote as a powerhouse together. But if our audience wishes to have us do a part two of this, I'm okay with it as long as my cast is okay with it. So, like I said, I want to leave that up to the audience if they say that they would like a part two because they might have some different ideas or some different, suggestions. We're always open to that. So, I'm for it. I'm gonna leave that up to you. And I'm gonna leave that up to the other podcast members as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. But
So Lawless says that we should encourage everyone who needs help to find a hotline and please reach out to the professionals to develop strategies to cope, which I wholeheartedly agree because if you need help and the person that you're with or the people that you are surrounded by can't fully do it for you, seeking help is definitely the way to go. Um, because I'm definitely not a therapist, but I will do what I can to make things, I don't know, easier or help in whatever way I can. So if that means finding a therapist for you, we can do that.
mhm.
You know.
So branching off what you said and what Lawless just said, that I just looked it up currently on my phone here, and for anybody that's going through a crisis situation or have suicidal ideations or whatnot, we encourage you to please dial this number. It's 988. It is the National Suicide and Crisis Hotline. So if you are thinking or even remotely considering that you're in a situation like that, we please ask you to reach out to somebody, and this is a judgment free zone. We love you all. We care about, our society. We care about our men and we care about our women as well. So I appreciate it. I really do. So
And
I
you
know you
guys
got to
feel
close it.
free to drop in our box. We are always here to help. We will not pass no judge. Like Fed said, we will help. Like we'll help. They know me. I keep a nightgown on deck. I will put the nightgown and go with you. I got you. I got you.
Even if you just need a listening ear, I'm pretty sure, like either with one of us on the podcast, we got a lot of rough riders that are going through things. Um, you know, if you ever feel the need and you just need to talk to somebody because you just going through something, and if you don't have anybody else, we are more than available to just
Absolutely.
listen if you need just a listening ear. No judgment here because that's the one thing that we feel like you don't need is judgment. So
Exactly.
reach out to
And
one of us. We definitely will be available for that.
and you do have some Rough Riders out here that do care a lot about each other, and we are our brothers and sisters keepers.
Amen.
And what?
Even Lawless. Lawless said 1-800 call Lawless. Lawless is crazy. He is definitely that one.
Okay.
Now
He
Hey,
was the
one
one
he
person
who put
what I
the
is.
work
damn
with.
hospital gown on and go with you.
Now don't call him after 9 o'clock. He might be asleep. You might have to shoot him.
For sure.
Facts. But he'll damn sure be up at 5 o'clock in the morning
He will
shooting us
be up
on
at
call.
5.
Ready
So
to go.
he will be up at 5.
Because I know by the time I wake up at about anywhere between 6:30 and 7:30 roughly, usually at like after 5:30, and I look at my phone, I've already missed probably 10 text messages between all three of you guys. I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm like, thank God I put my phone on silent at night because I don't want to hear that shit at 5:30 in the morning.
Rosalind said he's up at 4 a.m. Exactly, Rosalind.
That part.
Exactly. Roz, he definitely be up at crack 30.
Right, 30.
It be early as I don't know what. I think he go to sleep. I'm surprised he up now because he be sleep by 7.
Right? Normally he's in bed by 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Not in bed. No, he sleep. I'm talking about
Sleep
Oh,
in
okay.
like
bed
eyes
by 8:30.
closed in dreamland.
Oh my.
But on a serious note, definitely, you guys, if you need someone to talk to, we definitely are available for anybody to reach out. We do not want you to have a moment where you don't have anybody to talk to. I don't care if you call me, I'll listen. I'm gonna be like this. I might have my headphones in, but I'm gonna listen to you because I'd
Hey,
rather you have somebody to talk to than not talk to.
hey, just don't call her on Monday or Tuesday night because she might be like a zombie when she's working her second job at midnight.
Okay.
I'm still listen. I don't work that hard, but I don't work that hard. I just if you need to talk, I don't care where I'm at. I'm gonna
Yeah,
talk. I'll be
And
okay.
I
I
promise
agree.
y'all, if she missed the call, she will call you back. Like
I
all of
know
them
she
will.
does. I'm just giving her hell. So I mean, she's been a very good sister, inside and out, and I can only appreciate you every single day that you've looked out for every single one of us. So my hat is off to you, sis. I love you, and I appreciate everything you do for us as a family and as a
For sure.
sister.
Thank you. You got any
So,
shout outs you want to give? Since we about to close out
um,
the show.
so I can do first, and then you and Hyper can do it because I've already been talking so long. So the first one I want to take a shout out to is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for one and
Amen.
first and foremost. Second, I want to give a mad shout out to my cousin's wife, Amber. I love her to death. She's been she's now been my rock when it comes to trying to get over this stuff with my cousin, and is I've been with her too. And I want to give a mad shout out to my significant other, Jennifer. We have our situations, but in the long run, we're always very supportive of each other, and I love her to death, and I can't ask for anything better. So I appreciate both you guys, Lawless. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everything you've done for us. I love you, Hyper. I love you, Fed. You both are my
Love you,
sisters.
bro.
I would do anything for you. I would die if I had to. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate everything tonight, and I'm gonna leave the rest up to you guys.
All right, Hyper, your turn.
All right. I see I done faded to black and I don't know what is going on with my camera. Okay. I know I paid the bill, so I don't know. But I just want to backdoor, off what bro said. I know that we laugh and we joke and we have fun, but we do have our serious moments. And tonight was definitely that. And if you need anything, like seriously, look at Lawless, sis, get bro, get him. Talking about Black Panther Part 3. Get that one. But
Lawless, go to bed. It's time to
thank
go to
you.
sleep.
Like my sister said, if any of y'all ever need any of us, girl, did Derek say he need 2, 3?
Four is a mess. Oh my God. We gonna send him to the strip club.
Girl, with the 20K. But you know,
The-
y'all, if there is anything that stood out, if there's anything that reached or resonated in your energy, in your soul, and you feel like you need to talk, like my sister said, her door is always open. Hit her line, slide in the DM, slide in my DM. You can hit Hollywood up, Lawless up. We're here. Like, we don't know you need help unless you let us know. We don't know what's going on with you unless you know. And I promise you, we will never judge you. We will never tell your business. And we will always be here for you, because Powerhouse comes from a place of love. And when we were having the technical difficulties earlier, sis, I stepped out and was trying to get back in, and it's like up to over 400 some views. And so if y'all need us, we're here. I love my sister. Like I said, I can call her anytime. I can call Hollywood. I can call Lawless. I love my brothers. I do, and I thank God for them, because there may be times where my energy is just dim, and I can hear one of their voices, and my light goes right back up, because they're there for me, and I don't even have to tell them I'm going through something. But just knowing that they love me, I love it. So I give a shout out to all you strong men, all you men that put down the statistics and reached out for help, and all you men who don't know where to start. All you got to do is take that first step, and I promise you, the rest is gonna be okay. So I want y'all to have a phenomenal weekend. We got the 4th of July coming up next weekend. Hopefully, I'm gonna be in them friendly skies in Florida, showing off the new tatas, not the body, because it ain't body ready yet, but it is tata ready. But
oh
yeah,
Lord
yeah.
Jesus.
But I love y'all. But I'm out, sis. I love you, Lawless. Love you, Hollywood. Love you, Fo. I love all the viewers, y'all. We would not be here if it was not for y'all letting us invade you. So
So don't
I'm
go
out.
yet. I'm gonna give my shout outs and then we're gonna get out. So
We okay.
real
I'm gonna wait
quick,
on you.
I want to give a shout out to Lawless, Hollywood, 404, you. Um, God, I got chapter members that I love dearly, because they're my brothers and my sisters who will be there for me through thick and thin. And being a PM, I've built a bond with a lot of my prospects that goes way beyond the best. And they're like blood family. They're thicker than blood, you would think. And just having the support system, especially with the people that I have surrounded around me, that is just amazing. And again, to piggyback, if you do have anything that you need to talk about and don't have anybody else to turn to, we're here. Hit us up wholeheartedly. Miss Nicole, that includes you too. Hit my line. I got you. So with anybody, I definitely will be the one to definitely talk to you. And sis, I can't wait for you to get here for the 4th. We gonna turn up, turn up.
What?
Oh
Okay.
my God, we are definitely gonna go live from Jayville, Duval, baby. We gonna be getting it in from Duval on the
Oh
next
my
episode.
God.
Oh my God,
And
it's
I
gonna
got
be
surprises for
lit.
you. I'm bringing surprises for you.
It's gonna be lit. We're gonna have so much fun. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Miss Hyper. She got her book out, and if y'all ain't got it, go get it. Go get it. It is in the bookstore. Um, so go get it. I'm excited about it. So until next week, you guys, love you all. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm out. Peace out.